Hey there, and happy Thursday. So thanks so much for tuning in. I have been gone from my lives for about a month. About a month ago, I did like my last in-person, and so it takes me about a week to prepare for the class and cut for the class, do the class and such. And then I had major surgery, and so it requires light lifting, light house duty, and just very part-time work for like even the next month. And so thank you for understanding. And I didn't go anywhere. I am here. I'm just taking some time off to heal myself. I get exhausted very, very quickly. And so because of that, I'm used to having kind of high energy. I'm used to being a night owl. And so hopefully this is all just temporary and I'll be back to my normal schedule. And yet it's been kind of nice to just relax a little bit and know that it's okay to do that every once in a while too. Hi, Rosina. Hi, Tabitha. So, so in case you're wondering, that's where I have been. And so I am bringing you a virtual card party for Deb King today with card number 1 for her party. And so hopefully everything goes well. Like I just feel like just getting the card ready was kind of like one of those things like when you're tired and my brain gets tired the fastest. It's like, wow, it's kind of exhausting to even design for fun. And so I haven't spent even a lot of time in my stamp room because of that too. And so it was fun to get back and get on that bicycle again because it should be just like that for me, right? Okay, so let me show you a couple cards here. I think I might try and do them both for you. So using the same products and such, and it turned out that I was trying to make like this, this really cool project using like every single thing from the suite, the Autumn Suite collection, or excuse me, Splendid Autumn Suite collection. And the more I got out my products and tried to make things, it was becoming like too cluttered, too chunky, too much. And so then I just kept taking things away, and I ended up with the most simplest fun fold ever. So hopefully it's not too simple, but I'm going to show you the things that I wanted to use and it just didn't work, so you can still see those products and kind of give you a sneak peek of that collection. So let me get my camera turned around here and show you my desktop view. So yeah, here's Deb's host code, and a minimum $30 order will get you the 3 cards that I'm making for free as a thank you from Deb and I for ordering through her party. So hopefully that camera, I feel like it wants to swivel on me for some reason. Okay, so let me first start the new mini catalog. I hope you guys are loving it. It's always fun to get new things, and just the front cover sucks you right in right away, doesn't it? Well, I'm not quite at Christmas yet, but don't be surprised if one of the cards that I use for Deb's party is Christmas, just because I tend to go overboard and then I have to show, if I've got the product, I've got to show it to you, right? So I'm starting with fall. I love fall, and it's very easy for me to design. And since this is the first card I've designed in quite a while, I want to just kind of take it easy on my brain and be nice to myself. All right, so I've got pages 36 and 37 for the Splendid Autumn Suite collection. They've given us just some fantastic, beautiful, simple designs on page 36, and then 37 here shows just the different products and such. And so the stamp set, very nice sentiments and images to go along with it. And then the dies, Autumn Expressions dies. This is where I kind of got way ahead of myself with thinking how things should or could look. So we've got this big frame. It's sitting over on my cut and emboss machine. So that cuts out this big, so you can kind of see size wise it cuts out this, and then it can score there. Or if you just want to use one of these frames, you can cut there too. And then it also at the same time cuts out this nice framed image as well. And of course, if you know me at all, I'm going to save this little piece here. It kind of reminds me of when you make bows, and that goes like right down the middle. That's what it reminds me of. But I'm going to save that because you never know when that's going to come in handy. But I'm not going to use any of that. Then we've got the chain and that to make it look like a purse or a frame. And then the images that cut out the stamped images there, and then a couple extra leaves, which, oh, I love it when we get extra leaves for greenery or for fall leaves and things like that too. So that's the dies that match the Autumn Expressions die. So that's good there. And then the paper, because this is something new. I always like to show you guys the paper the first time around. Hi there, Marie. And so 6 by 6. So we've got this beautiful design here for fall. And then the back kind of all has this color wash, but just different colors. And so how pretty is that with that? And then I know there's some parks that look like that. Like, oh, how fun if you could just go for a walk there every day. I've been trying to go for walks every day, and it's just fun to see what's out there. I don't have anything around here that looks like that. Oh, that's the back side there. And then how about these beautiful purple flowers for my purple lovers, and that. And then more autumny. And this really pairs well with that new Azure Afternoon color. And I've got, maybe, okay, I'm picking up more than 4, so it's giving me a different background. There we go. That, like a mossy meadow. And even this is really pretty. I almost used this today. Got that for the design, and then that. And then how pretty is this for fall? Got that and that. Makes me want to decorate my house for fall. I know my husband would not let me do that right now. He's like taking careful eye so I don't lift anything over 10 pounds as I recover. And so he knows how much I cram into my decorating totes. He'd say, no way, Jose. All right, so I've got that pretty one and that. This one might be my favorite. And this one here with that background. And even this one's really fun. It reminds me of my view when I'm out in the tractor during fall. And that, and then the ones that I'm using today, I set those aside so that they didn't get lost in the shuffle. Got this and that, and then this. And that has almost that same background too. The interesting thing about this is my hostess that I'm doing this card for today, Deb King, she lives out in the country, and her neighbor takes pictures, and I think you guys might giggle because you know where I'm going with this, and she posts them on Facebook like favorite view of the day. And this kind of reminds me, you'll have to chime in if you know what and who I'm talking about. I'm not going to on social media, and also because I post this on YouTube, but you'll kind of know who I'm probably talking about, and you'll have to post if you agree with me. Like, that does look like the favorite view of the day for her. So I love being able to share that too, because that's so close to what Deb gets to see for her favorite view. So, okay, so those are the papers, the stamp set, the dies, and then I am going to be using these faux glass dots. I love these colors for fall, so that's really nice to have that in there. And then the ribbon. My first card that I was making, I wanted this to just happen. Do you ever see like something that you just want to put on a card? And this is the Wild Wheat rustic striped ribbon. It's so pretty and just rustic and perfect for fall. I couldn't make it happen on my first card, and then after I decided I was going live, I went, you know what, this might work if I design a different card. So then I did 2 cards. And then also on the same page, the last product is the woven golden leaves. So that is what this looks like. It almost looks, it's very thin, but it reminds me like of a screen door, but just not so thick. So if you have like an old screen door and want to get out your dies and cut them into leaves, there you go, right? Okay, who knew? Usually I'm not that inventive of thinking of those things. I always think, who thinks of those things? And it's normally not me, but there you have it. I can think of one thing. Okay, so I might kind of show you what I was trying to do with some of those other products as I go along, but I want to get started on these cards for you. Here we go again for those of you just joining in, an easy fun fold. So hi Marge, good to see you on here. So I'm going to take a 8.5 by 11 and cut it at 4 1/4. And normally I do more than one card at a time. So I'm going to kind of just score these right away at the same time too, so that you can see what I'm doing. I knew I wanted to get like a good chunk of this design right away. So I'm like, okay, how can I make a fun fold that's going to give me a good chunk? So knowing that normally I cut my next step down a 1/4 inch, so a 1/4 inch less than 4 1/4 is going to be 4. So I thought, well, I'll cut it at 4, and then it's like, well, let's square it. So that's how I came up with this cutting down to 4 by 4, which is going to tell me I need to score this. So let me slide my cutting blade down. So I want to score this at 4 1/4. And I kind of want to do the why. I was always big with that with my kids, like, don't just clean your room. This is why you need to clean your room, right? Okay, so after scoring that at 4 1/4, and then giving that a nice burnish, what's left is 2.5 inches. So I'm just halving that, and then I'm going to score that at 1 1/4. So that's how that works. And then that's just going to fold together like so. And then you'll still have the same measurements, 5.5 by 4 1/4 as any normal size card. So that's how I came up with that. So let me just do that for this 4 1/4. So that's my Y's and how I got there. And then 1 1/4 here. Okay. And then not done with this, so now I've got to cut my pretty paper. And there again, overthinking, if I want to cut a square like 4 by 4, I kind of wanted that sun in there, so I made sure that I'm keeping my 4 inches on this side and not on that side, because that would have cut into that. So I've got my 4 inches here. Oops. And then I've got my 4 inches here, and I also need a 1 inch by 4 inch strip. So I'm just gonna cut that out of there right away. So I'm gonna use this side for that to pair with that. So we've got that. And then these are the other 2 pieces then left over from that I will definitely be using later at some point. And then I thought, oh, these cards come together easy enough. Let's do the same thing here with that other design. So you can kind of see a couple designs. And maybe depending on the number of people that order from Deb, you might get 1 card versus the other. So do that here. All right, so we've got that and that. And actually that could look kind of pretty too if you use like a bluer background, but I kind of like this for fall. And I know a lot of my people are fall lovers, so nobody's going to be disappointed getting a fall card, I hope, right? Okay, so let me start with this one that's kind of already burnished here with my bone folder. And I want to make sure that I give it a good crease so that this doesn't flap up too much. And then let's start with a simpler card here. Hi there, Lisa. And all I'm going to do then is just take my adhesive and put that along the edges of my 4 by 4 piece of designer series paper here. And then this is going to, let's see, did I get the right? Not that it makes that much difference, but this one goes with this one, doesn't it? No, that goes with that. That goes with this. Okay. Like I said, they're about the same, but I thought, okay, sometimes you just want to make sure that it's the same piece. Okay, so I've got that coming together. Okay, so this is kind of what I knew I wanted to do, and this is also where I started to step it up to the crazy train. Let's just call it what it is. And so I thought, well, let's just take this, cut this out, and maybe just even cut that off. Like maybe I didn't want this to be like a little drop down thing. And I think part of it was I didn't like the coloring. But I knew if I changed colors, this was just going to be too big for kind of a little bit of a more subtle background that had smaller objects on it. So I'm like, you know what? Even if I change the color, I'm not going to like it. It's going to be too big. How about the inside piece? Well, I thought, you know what? This is almost worse because look how big and clunky and chunky that looks on there. Did not like that at all. So then I'm like, okay, this is just going right off to the side. It's not going to go on the card at all. And then I decided, hey, let's just start stamping a sentiment. So I got out my black ink pad here and started stamping, "You've got this." And I thought, oh, what a nice sentiment to send to somebody. So with just, oh, that's a little bit crooked. Let me flip that over and change that. There, very nice. So I thought, well, this is very nice to have. "You got this" from the stamp set, and I'll just clip that off. And then I thought, oh, I love the ribbon, okay? And so I thought, well, maybe I'll put it here, over here, and just kind of put that in the sky and add some ribbon. And I love showing you the things that didn't work. So you might go, oh, yeah, I can see why maybe not. Do I want the ribbon? Not if I'm going to make that card. And yeah, I just totally didn't sell you on a product yet. But that's okay. I don't want people to buy things that they're never going to use, you guys. And so I just didn't like, there wasn't enough of this color showcasing to make this just look like it matched. So I got rid of that. But I thought, well, how about I put one of these leaves underneath there and give that? Well, that just looked goofy. That doesn't fit to me at all either. I didn't like that. And then I even thought about layering it so that it could go over top. You know, you've seen me where I kind of put my little thing on there and layer it over top. I didn't like that. I didn't like the color combination. I turned over the back and thought, okay, what colors have I been using? I even brought out like the pecan pie, thinking, ooh, it's not even listed in the back as a color, but I do kind of like that with this, but I still just didn't like the way it went over. Like I felt like the sentiment needed to be on there. And I did consider stamping right on there too, but I kind of liked also the color that this gave that. So back to backing off, like anything that I wanted to do to add to it just was not pleasing to the eyes. Then I'm back to the simplest thing ever. And my husband, I hope, never watches this video, because he would be like, yep, that's my wife rambling. Like, how long can we get a story to get a 2-sentence actual occurrence that really happened? I'm famous for that in his world, okay? But in my world, I'm just giving the details, all right? And so we've got that. And then, of course, I want to add those embellishments. So like I said, these are just so pretty, the faux glass dots. And for that, I am taking the darker, like the Cajun Craze, and I'm going to put a big one of those on. And then just going to grab a lighter one down here, and then a smaller one of the light color, and just kind of put those in there. It's kind of subtle, but I just love how it matches, and it does add some texture into there. And it actually makes the images pop a little by adding that color and texture on there. So I really kind of like the way that just added to that, even though it kind of blends in. And then for the inside, I just wanted to do something simple. So let me pull over some scratch paper. And I'm going to open up my Cajun Craze ink pad to match with the card base that I'm using. And this image of kind of like the wheat is in the Splendid Autumn stamp set too. So I'm just stamping it once, not re-inking, and stamping a couple more times to give it that varied color shade there. So let me just get some adhesive there, like so. And if you guys are like, oh, I like fun folds, this is like perfect. It's super simple, easy, like that. So there's that, and you can stop watching at this point if you want, but I'm going to do a second one just because, like I said, I kind of liked being able to use more of the paper that came from this, and just, you know, a couple more products, or maybe just one as it turned out. But I am also going to show you something that didn't make it in my product scheme with this next one as well. So let me just bring over this, because we've got this, and this one will go fast because I won't need to explain anything, and because now some of the things are already pre-cut. Okay, so I've got the same thing going here with the 4x4 designer series paper, and I don't know if I told you the name of that. It is called Splendid Autumn. That too is the same. Sometimes the DSP will be a little different than the stamps and the dies, but that is Splendid Autumn. Then let's get this little strip on here as well. Got that. Okay. So looking the same there. And then this is where I thought, okay, there's a little bit more of the gold and yellow look than this card. So I am now going to bring over this wild wheat distressed, or no, what is it called? Rustic striped ribbon. Okay, so what I'm doing is wrapping it around, and when it meets, I am going to just cut that like so. And then with my adhesive, I can almost put just like a little dab there, and making sure I didn't put it all the way around the card. And I want it to kind of meet at the bottom here, like so. And I'm just going to add a little bit more adhesive on there. It doesn't have to be a lot because I'm going to cover it up with my sentiment as well. Okay, so I've got that. And then now I'm going to set that aside while I stamp out that same. You've got this in the black ink, and making sure I get the right scissor. So something else that I wanted to do, I was going to show you, is I wanted to kind of just rip this and layer this on some wild wheat and have the wild wheat kind of poking out at the top. And that just didn't look right. It just was kind of goofy for the setup, and maybe it was because of the fun fold, like because it's going to be on this and not on that or whatever. But since I have this embossed and set out to show you one of my failures, it's like this is my blooper video. This is the Birchwood 3D embossing folder, and so I really like how this is, not for today's project, but I will be using this because I think it's so pretty, and I love the size of it, like not too skinny of the marks and everything. So I kind of wanted to show you that before I got too far, because I should have showed it to you before I even put it on here. And then let's get some dimensionals going on here on the back side. Love using my edge pieces for that. Maybe. Okay, and just a little piece of the packaging still stuck to this side too. All right, I'll get that on, and then I'm just going to take and kind of cover up where it meets there and just kind of overlap, and that's going to go on the bottom versus the top. I could have even cut it at an angle, but I kind of thought, you know what, I'm just going to square it up like so. And then there too, I wanted to use some of these embellishments, and because there was more greens and golds, I decided let's take one of the larger green ones and just put that down, and then go for a larger gold or yellow one here, and then a small one there. And that just kind of matches with the color scheme as well, like so. So very similar card, just maybe stepping it up or just adding a little bit more product that matches a little bit better. And you might go, you know what, I would have just left off the ribbon and put that on or so, and that's okay too. But sometimes me showing you things, you can agree or not. But then you'll know too before you do it yourself, like, oh, now I don't have to try it myself. I know how it's going to work or look. Okay, and just that same inside where I'm using kind of that little wheat looking image and stamping it, and then without re-inking, giving it that kind of shadowed look. And then that's going to scoot right inside here. And this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. It's that normal size for the inside of a card, because even with the fun fold, it still ends up being that same dimension. So there you have it. Hello there, Kirsten. Good to see you on here, and Wendy too. All right, let me get my camera flipped around. So that was a little bit long for a video for me usually, but I thought it was kind of fun to do 2 cards because they coordinate so much together, and I'm really excited about the new mini catalog that just started yesterday. So hopefully you caught Deb King's host code there, and so like I said, minimum $30 order gets you the 3 cards that I'm making. So I hope to do another card for her tomorrow. I kind of have to rest up. My youngest son's college football season starts this weekend, and so because of that, like, I have to watch my activity because I do tire easily, and my husband's like, no matter what you do, make sure that you have energy to watch the game. So I know, it's just kind of weird that, like, who would have thought, right? So anyway, hopefully I can come to you tomorrow with another card. Otherwise, I'll be doing for sure one more card for Deb next week or two. So take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.